Good cat. Good cat. Goody daddy gato. Stanley, cute kitty-o. Here in America, respect your fellow man. You need anything, Mom? Oh, I did put it in the window. Hi, Ahmad. How you doing? Good to see ya. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hayoke empath. I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things. It's been a hard couple days. Yesterday I got up at 4:30. 4:30. No, it's like 4 o'clock because Mom came scurrying out. I could hear her slippers on the tile floor all the way down the hall. And so I'm like, I call out, Ma? And she's like, Margie? Yeah. So I put a night light in the hallway over here now. So if she gets up again, because she's drinking more water because it's starting to get warmer. So things are shifting. Lucky for us both, Ma. I'm one of those hyper vigilant people that pay attention to everything. So we just adapt and move on. Yeah? Yeah? So, and then this morning I've been up since 3:30. I thought I was going to be so tired from yesterday because I don't just like lay around, you know. Just because I don't get a W-2 form don't mean I don't do nothing all day long. There's plenty of people that get W-2 forms in this town of Taos that do nothing all day long. It's a trip, man. They're doing this one stretch of road down the main road in the middle of town. They're on year 5. Yeah, it's taken because they take like months off during the winter and stuff like that. It's a trip, dude. I ain't never seen nothing like it. I'm like, how come I can't just go out and say, I'm gonna work sometimes? You know, I ain't no job I ever had. It was like, oh, sometimes I feel like showing up, but sometimes I just don't. It's just so, this town is bizarre, man. Well, I was talking to my buddy Mr. Iski today, and it's like that in Omaha. It's like that in Oregon. It's like that in California. It's like that in Florida. It's like that everywhere because people are just coming to a point of having a diminished capacity. That's what I call today's talk, diminished capacity. I'm seeing it everywhere, man. The dumbing down of society has worked. It's worked. And it started a few years back, and it freaking shifted it. And I knew they were going to do this stuff 17 years ago when they put me in that anthrax case study. Yeah, you got 2 at a time. Boom! I got 8 in 4 months. 4 months, and they put formaldehyde in that stuff. You know why? I asked the nurse. I said, why would they put formaldehyde in a vaccine? She said so it extends the shelf life. Because they'd rather the vaccine live, not the people they give it to, because I am down to the 40 percentile of people that are still alive that got that vaccine. Yep. And then they gave the whole world vaccines, and now I'm seeing stuff in social media on people that I know about putting memories up. They had their I got my second one, and then like years later it's like this is the beginning of the end of my health and all this stuff, you know. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my day. So I've been up since 3:30. I start going in about, Mom gets up about 8:30 or 9:30. I mean, it's just kind of it's energy, so it's whatever she feels like is when she gets up. And so I go in, and it was like 8 o'clock, and she wasn't up yet. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. I'm gonna go on the porch. I'm gonna drink the coffee. I'm gonna do some meditation and things like that. I drink decaf, so it don't speed me up. I'm sped up all the way as it is. I'm like, oh man, why do people just like do all that stuff to amp them up, man? There's all you got to do is just good, clean living, and you got all the juice you need. More than you need. I got to temper this stuff down a lot of times. So I get my coffee ready, and there's the neighbor's dog is this little white dog, and it's a little yipper dog, and it came right up to the window and just started yip, 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 yip. And I was like, don't you fucking wake up my mom! Don't wake up! I'm like, oh, I hit on the window. I'm like, stop it! Stop it! And I go out the back door, because it was going like closer to mom's bedroom. I'm like, what the fuck is this dog's problem, you know? And I go out the back door, and there's like a little patio area that's enclosed where I keep the generator and stuff like that, so it don't get stolen, because people like to steal things in New Mexico. They like to steal things. They just don't like to freaking do nothing for themselves. Just lazy. God, the whole world got lazy. So I went out there, and I freaking hit on the window, and it just went chunk, and a big piece of glass fell out, and I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, 8 o'clock this morning. So I go outside, and I'm like getting measurements for it, and ain't nothing open on the weekends here. That's so funny. People live in big towns, like people do stuff, you know? Try going to other parts of the world and see how people do freaking they put more energy into doing nothing here. It's like, and then they always act like they're so tired, you know, so it work. God bless you, Ma. You got somebody that, like, you know, every time I go into a store, ain't nobody in a hurry to do nothing, you know? Where I go, you know, and I need help. So, just gotta be patient. That's what I'm learning. That I need to get to a place where I'm just gonna allow everybody to do whatever they want. And I'm just gonna be the spectator. And I'm just gonna sit back and watch. And today was one of those days. So I went outside, and the neighbor gal was out, the daughter-in-law to the landlord, and she was like, what happened? I said, you know, I told her what happened. Your dog was barking. I freaking hit on the window. It just went burp. And I said, I don't want molest. She's like, it's okay. You're okay. She kept reassuring, you're okay. She's not going to be mad at you. You're okay. I said, I'm going to replace it, but nothing's open on the weekend, and I'll call first thing Monday. I said, I'm going to go into town in a little while to tell her what happened. And that's what my life is, man. It's freaking sad, you know. I make my own mistakes, and I clean up my own messes, and then I try to help people clean up their messes too. It's so weird how few people try and help me clean up my mess. It's bizarre. Like, I am one person. I live around 1, 2, 3 residents. There's 8 people here, and I tend more to oh, well, it's not a contest, right? It's not a contest. But I won't do that little patch back here. I'll get to that part later. That's where I draw the line. I head into town. Mom didn't want to get up yet, so I said, Mom, I gotta go in and talk to the landlady. I gotta make things right. I broke a window, and I gotta tell her and stuff. And so I said, you want to stay in bed, or you want to get up and watch TV? I have Rockford Files on out here if you want to get up. She's like, I just want to rest. I said, okay, all right. So I took off. I hate leaving her alone, man. I hate leaving her, because it's freaking, because when I leave, if I go, I ain't gonna be back for at least 35, 40 minutes, because where I live. So if something happens, and it makes me mad. You know what makes me mad? It's like, Marge, why can't you be a decent enough person so you can make friends? So you could have your friends come over and hang out with Mom? Why, you know, just so you don't have to worry? I guess I'll get there. I'm not there yet. I'll get there maybe. So, God, just kills me, man. It just kills me. So I go into town, and I also had to get a tomato plant because when I mowed the lawn, the neighbor girl on this side of the fence in my inside the yard. She planted a tomato plant, and I didn't see it, so I mowed over the top of it. She got real mad at me, so I went into town and got a hold of my friend Judy, and I went to the farmer's market. I don't like the farmer's market. It's a necessary evil. I had to go there. It's always the people that make things a very unpleasant experience, like the other people there participating with me. God, there's a lot of fucking sinners of the universes in Taos, man. It's bizarre. Maybe I'll do a live one day and just walk around and do commentary about dumbasses on the planet. Because they're out in full force today. I was one of them. I was. I got nothing to hide. I'm gonna get to that part of the story. So, I go to the farmer's market looking for tomato plants, and in the meanwhile, I messaged my friend Judy, who gave me my tomato plants that are outside, and she does my feet soaks, my ionic foot soaks, and so I messaged her, and I said that I ran over a tomato and I need a replacement, and if she has any. Then she's like, you crack me up. Because I just mash. I don't know my own strength. I never have. I break stuff. I've been breaking stuff my whole life. That's how I learned that when I break something, I gotta replace it. That's the right thing to do, you know? And so I go in and she says I can come over, and I was like, yay. I bought a thing of strawberry juice, and it was pretty okay, and then took off and went over there, and that was really cool to visit with her, you know? And then, by the time that was, I did stop and talk to Melinda on the way there before I went to Judy's. And her daughter-in-law was there, the one I just told what happened. Because her husband works at a place, and they gave him a bunch of free feed for their chickens and stuff, like pallets of it, because mice got into 1 and 2, so it's contaminated. So it was a big old trailer. I mean, they scored. That's cool. That's a lot of freaking for their chickens and stuff. So when I got to Melinda's, I kind of have the landladies. I kind of have a feeling that her daughter-in-law already told her what happened and stuff, and I just walked in, and I was just like, I broke a window, and I said there's no place open, and I told her which one, and I showed her the picture that I took. I told her everything I told her daughter, same thing I told her daughter-in-law. She's like, it's okay. It's okay. And I started to think, when I first moved here, this is my 3rd spring here. We moved here December 10th. 2020, and that first season I went to the farmer's market. I didn't see her today. I looked for her, the palm reader lady. What's her name? Donna or Linda? And she wasn't there, and might be a little too chilly for her still. She's older woman. And when she read my palm, she told me to let the women love me. Let the women love me. And then it was shortly after that I met my friend Judy. And it was really cool. I got a really good landlord. I'm starting to get good people in my life. I just got to keep recognizing it. That's the thing. And she wasn't mad at me or nothing, and she don't care as long as I replace it, and she knows I will, and she knows I take care of everything, and it was an accident. And so then I went on to Judy's, and she gave me all that. We got these tulips, or these aren't tulips, these are irises. I know that. Why did I call it a tulip? We got these orange ones, and they're so pretty. And she gave me that and all kinds of greens from her garden. And I got 2 more tomato plants. I'm keeping another one because one of them don't look so good. I'm trying to figure it out. Those are heirloom and these are Marge globes or something like that is what, but they're big ones. It's only my second time I've ever grown tomatoes. Last year was the first time, so I gotta allow for things. My primary purpose is my the girls in the bedroom. Those flowers. That's my primary purpose anyway. So, what else happened today? I had to go into town 3 times. So after I freaking left Judy's, I went home. And then when I got home, I'd been gone about an hour and a half. And Mom was up, and I walked in. Benny, door's closed, jerk. I always do this stuff when I'm talking. You sneaky sneakerton of Sneakerville, USA. So when I got home, I walked in, I didn't hear nothing, and I was like, oh no. It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and Mom was sitting on her couch, and stone cold silence, no fans on, no TV on, nothing, power's out. And I was like, fucking Taos, man. Fucking Taos. Dude, the guy that is it's an electric cooperative. If you want to know about some bullshit, look at an electric cooperative. The CEO, they're having a meeting on the 17th with the CEO who makes $237,000 a year. Nobody needs to fucking make that much money as wide as the cracks of society are. Okay? People have in their idea that homeless people want to be homeless. People tell themselves a lot of things to make themselves feel better. And I'm here to tell people that based on my life experience and people that I've actually met and stuff like that, the cracks of society is because it never fucking trickles down. Because you got all these freaking indignant, freaking pretentious, ignorant people with diminished capacity that are in charge of countries that because they feel so small, they go, no, you don't get this, you don't get this, you don't get this, you don't get this. But Ukraine gets billions of dollars to do shit we got nothing to fucking do with. It's none of our business. The only thing that's our business, if people are dropping bombs on this country, and you know what? Military, it ain't gonna save us. Ain't no military is gonna, if there is an engagement, everybody got fat and lazy. They all got soft. Nobody does nothing no more. Anywhere. You know it, look in your own community. We can't even get people to work in restaurants here, man. People aren't smart enough to work in restaurants. So who's going to fill the positions in the city? So I don't think I can make it to that meeting. If they have a Zoom, I think I'm going to sit in on it. And I'm going to ask some questions like, what exactly you do in an 8-hour day to justify your salary? Are you digging ditches? Are you sitting in your office watching YouTube videos? Can I have the IT department look at your history? Huh? All of them are like, everything's a club, man. Everything's a club. It's all a bros club. That's why I hate clubs, man. I will forever, there's no club that I will join. None. Because of that. Because I don't want advantages because I am viewed as a way that people see me. Okay, Marge, you know, and I've had them. I got a wristband. I paid for a good ticket and then got a better ticket just because I was cool to people at the Lady Gaga concert. You know? But am I taking something from somebody else? Did somebody pay for that? Did somebody have the experience and then go for a job and it went to somebody else because you went to high school with the guy? Or you were in the, the fraternal order of bullshit with the guy? Or, I don't know, maybe he did butt stuff. Who knows? But a lot of qualified people haven't gotten positions for a really, really long time because of nepotism. Because somebody less qualified, and now look around, dude. Infrastructure's dissolving. Everything's breaking. I don't know how long, it didn't affect me because I don't have data service, but they clipped a line, and there was like T-Mobile, CenturyLink, there is no phones and internet in town. I don't even know if it was national news, but it just like wiped out the whole it's like, oops! Is that person gonna get their pay docked? Are they gonna get written up? Are they gonna get fired for inconveniencing thousands of people? No, probably not, because there's no accountability. None. People do whatever they want. It's a free-for-all. Look around, man. People are shooting people in Red River. There's fucking bikers just in the bars, just boom, 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 boom. You wanna know why they got in a fight? Because the rival gangs went to a fucking wedding together. Really, guys? Yeah. Really, guys? Yeah. Sorry for you, dude. Loyalty? How about some loyalty to yourself? Put the beer down. Put the spoon down. Go walk around. I'm so sick of hogs on hogs, man. It was so funny. There's one dude drove up the freaking driveway here today. Big old boy. It was hilarious. My neighbor was out. He had earplugs in. Had his radio turned up real loud. Like, I wonder if he has a hard time hearing his radio with his earplugs in. No helmet on. You give a shit about your ears, but not your freaking brain. Diminished capacity. All over the place. So I had to run back. Now I'm like panicked because it's going to start getting hot in here. And I don't know how long the power's going to be out. So I'm like, I could feel it. I'm just like a little volcano. And I'm like, here it comes. And I said, Mom, I got to go into town. I said, it's going to start getting hot. You know, I got to get gas for the generator. I got to get extension cord. All this stuff I should have done. It should have already been done, right? So I go into town, and there's just tourists everywhere. And everybody, the speed limit's 45, and people are driving like 35. And I'm like, I don't understand why. And I'm like, okay, God, where's the blessing in this, God? I'm trying to find the positive and stuff. I call my friend Mr. Iski because I'm just like, I keep going up. And I need to call people because I need to come down. I'm up here and I need to be down here. So I called my friend and she wasn't around. And later I sent her a message. I was like, dude, delete that mess. Don't listen to it, because I was freaking having a meltdown. So I called Mr. Iski, and this is a funny story because today is the 10th of June. I would have been 23 years sober today if I wouldn't have drank in Oregon a few years back. So that's because I took my will back and allowed my ego to sit in my front seat and take the wheel. And when I do that, easing God out. I'm gonna do what I want, when I feel like it. I'm a grown up. And I don't care about nobody else. Thank goodness I had another moment of clarity. So now it's been, 5 years now. I probably got another 5 years. Something like that, 4 years. I don't know. I don't keep track anymore. But today's is the birthday of Alcoholics Anonymous. It started 88 years ago. And it's a funny thing. I didn't find this out until like recently, actually. I think it was Dr. Bob. It was the one that freaking, at the end of his life, he's just like, dude, just give me alcohol. Just give it. Like, and they freaking deprived him of it. That's like his diet. Like, he wanted to just drink, and they're like, "No, dude, you started AA, man. It won't look good if it doesn't work for you, you know." So they basically, he was a prisoner in his own house because he was trying so hard to get it. He was so adamant about it. And anyway, that's another club that I found out it's just a club. I got a talk that's coming up here pretty quick called Bobby C, the jerk off AA circuit speaker. Yeah. Well, I'll give you the insight about what it's really about, the conferences and stuff. I'm not going to talk on nothing about the program, but see, the conferences and stuff like that, that ain't AA. That's something separate that people do, that groups do. That ain't so I can freely speak about all that stuff all I want. And a lot of stuff that I found out, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what people do. I don't want to know how people behave. And yet, universe says, Marge, here's your verification. But it kind of goes through a whole storyline of like the mentality, like the kind of people, because some people, they are a dime a dozen, man. There's so many of the same version of people on this planet because they just do the same things, you know? The brain is a muscle. It's just like your heart. That's why it's important that you gotta move. You gotta exercise, whether it's dancing or lifting your dumbbells or doing, you gotta get your heart. My blood, my heart rate has always been very low. I think I attribute it to this just in and out, disassociation or whatever. And this part always fucking makes me always that part always makes me lose my train of thought. I totally don't even remember what I was talking about. Sometimes music is stupid. Oh, heart rate. So you gotta go, girl. You're okay. You're a good girl. You should see this kissy. Is that your heart is a muscle, and my heart rate has always been low until like the last couple of years. Like they have to keep doing it that kind of low. Like, where is it kind of thing? Oh, it's in there. And it's like, I don't know, 64 over 80 and stuff like that. And it's always been real low. But when I percolate, that's where the rapid comes in. The quickening, my heart rate still doesn't go up. It's separate. You know that fight or flight? It's like I don't got flight no more. I'm just always ready to go. So I gotta taper myself down all the time. Man, it's hard, dude. It is so hard for me to do this. I still have never hurt anybody, put my hands on anybody out of anger. That was not the same case that I saw today. After trip number 2, when I came back, that was trip number 3. So I came home and got all the stuff, and thank goodness the power was on. And Mom was okay. Mom is such a trooper. It was probably off for an hour, but when I did leave, I asked my neighbor that if the power came on, she could just come in and turn on the swamp cooler. Because Mom has the dog. She's fine. Just she'll sit there, but it's just getting hot, and so she did, and for that I was grateful. So after all that stressful stuff, I thought today would be a good day for me to take some t-shirts in to the dispensary that's going to sell them Taos Canyon cannabis here. So I brought some in, and on the way home I stopped at the park and saw a couple people, and I was talking to them, and this guy was on the other side of the vehicle, and he was already drinking his beer. He was already, and it's noon, something like that. Pretty day. But that's what people do around here. That's all they do. They just want to void spirit. Just void spirit. Just do whatever they want. Because they're grown-ups. So, this other guy came up. And I'm watching this through the vehicle. Because I'm talking to the woman in the passenger side. And this is happening on the other side. And the guy with the beer, another guy walks up. And he's like, and all of a sudden the guy with the beard just goes, and he's just like, he gets aggro, takes off his shirt. He said, I just fought yesterday. Let's do this. And he just went, Kong. and freaking headbutted the dude. And then they went back away from the window, and I was just like, nah. I ain't even getting involved with this one. You boys go ahead and freaking twirl around, do whatever you do. And I proceeded to tell the people in the vehicle that is a perfect example of the climate of what people are coming to. I know this. I feel it myself. I meditate about every day, not every day, for like an hour and a half. Like, I go. It don't take me long to get there, and then I'm out into the ethers. You pray for things you need, answers that you need, and then when you meditate, that's when you receive what you need. How many people don't? When I listen to people on YouTube, if I'm listening to astrologers or practitioners, if they are not talking about how they are meditating, have any sort of meditation practice, it's just all fluff. Speaking of fluff, I saw today that Jenna Jameson married a chick. The only reason why I keep track of that chick is because we have the same birthday. We were born on the same day, the same year. And so and we are plus or minus 2 from the same latitude. Because I was born in San Bernardino and she was born in Las Vegas. I don't know her birth time. I'm real curious, right? So I've kept track with her since I was like, when she first started out and stuff. Cause I ain't know, I've watched porn, but it's just stupid. I see it for what it is. It's filthy. It's disgusting. It's gross. You know, I see like people watch this and think that's like what everybody wants. And then they go and try it with somebody, and then the chick is like, "Gah! What the fuck?" You know, "Oh, I saw it in a movie. Do you thought that would be cool?" You know? But I digress. So our lives have like she's been in relationships when I've been in relationships, kind of thing. I didn't know that she was, but I haven't checked. Last time I checked in with her, it was when she lived in Hawaii and she was married and she was in the hospital with some autoimmune thing. And then somebody said, or there was an article that she got married, and I was like, wow, man, people are just all over. Everywhere. There is no dialing in. There's no wrangling themselves in. It's a free-for-all. Because people aren't flexing their minds. They're not doing things outside. And there's so many perfect people on the planet. The only way that people become better is to make mistakes. Yet we see so many people that have not gotten in any trouble for the mistakes they made. What about Epstein Island? What about all that pervy, gross, twisted stuff? You know? I mean, I live in New Mexico. Old boy had a ranch here, dude. He had all kinds of friends in New Mexico. You know, what about all that stuff? You know? No, let's look at the orange sky in New York because of the fires. Let's do that. Yeah. You know, or let's look at, you know, all the freaking stupid rainbow shit everywhere. Let's do that. Because, you know, people don't they don't do prideful actions, but they're going to be proud about butt stuff? What? Really? That's something to be proud of? Because a lot of that stuff doesn't have anything to do with love. A lot of it. And it don't matter. Homo or hetero. A lot of people just like putting things in places. Ask any emergency room nurse how many times they take stuff out of people's butts. Light bulbs, trains, all kinds of stuff. I worked in a radiology department, but I didn't get to see stuff like that. I just supported the tech is all. So, Yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day. Yeah, your tomato has flowered. Mine has them on it. It has flowers on them. So, what else? I don't like this energy. It's too much, man. I don't like it. It needs. I don't know where the moon is today. It needs to just chill out. Cause I need. But here's my learning experience for the day. On my way into town, when I was in my frickin'. As mad as I get, though, I still don't drive like a crazy. I don't drive. I used to drive like all aggressive and stuff like that. But that's the thing, is you learn your lessons. Things happen, and then you see why you don't do that. So I don't get all, because a lot of times people get mad they shouldn't be driving. I'm pretty cool. I just yell things. But you drive your cars fast, it breaks your cars. So I don't drive. They don't get driven fast, but so I go back in and what was the point of that? I'm not doing flour either. I'm on a tolerance break. So I'm not eating cookies or doing anything like that. I'm when I go in the store into town, we'll see how long this tolerance break goes, because I kind of like it. Because when you start feeling too good, then something bad happens, it kind of freaking twirls me out. So I need to stay clear-headed. So when I went into town to get gas, I think it was. The gas can. I had to get a gas can and all that other stuff. It was part of the story I was going to come back around to. Oh, that's what it was. Is that I was very upset until and then I was not even 2 blinking light. I don't even think I was to the Taos vet office. So it's like I wasn't all the way into town yet, and I had this moment of clarity, and I hear this accountability. I hear accountability. And I was like, God, I'm like, all this is my fault. I'm upset, and it's my own darn fault. And I went from up here to down here. Like that. And because I'm like, you should have got this before you needed it, Marge. And now you need it. This is why. And so I called my friend Mr. Iskey back, because I called him and I was just livid. He said, I got a call from my friend in South Dakota last week like this. So it must be around, you know? And once I did that, then it was like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I blessed, I released, and I chilled the fuck out. Thank goodness. How you doing, Ma? Are you cold? You getting cold? Okay, but that never. Every time I asked her, she's getting cold. Every single time. I think she said no the first time, but usually she says I have my sweater on, and I'm like, that never answers my question. I love you, Ma. So yeah, today's been a day. I think I'm just gonna. And then I still weed whacked and stuff. I still did chores on top of all that other stuff and being up since 3:30. I'm depleted. I'm tired. But I don't even know if I can sleep, because I'm still really amped up because of the confounded energy. I hope people aren't having such a crazy time out there. I know there's a lot. I don't know. It's just so nutty. Mr. Iskey was telling me about how nutty it is in Omaha and stuff. So, well, the light went out, so I'm gonna call that my time, because I've been talking long enough. Thanks for hanging out. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.